My name is Allan Bollinger, and my life before Christ, I started out, I was raised in a Catholic church, and I would say there's a period in my life where I actually was spiritual, never really read the Bible or anything like that, had no idea what salvation really meant. I thought it was based upon works. And I moved away from home, joined the Navy, and along the line, I think I drew further and further away from God. Regrettably for my wife, I married her, and I think things were good in the beginning, but I realized that, I realize now that I was a completely selfish person. I was completely addicted to pornography, and that's a complete embarrassment to my family, and it's just one of the habits that I didn't kick, and I didn't care who knew it. Didn't matter to me because it was all about Allan at that point. Anything that was good for Allan was good enough for the family, is basically the way that I lived. And I didn't even consciously live that way, but that's exactly what it was. So my aha moment was, my son was getting ready to join the Navy, and I'd never heard these words before, that I was supposed to be the spiritual leader of the home. And something just weighed upon me. I thought, my God, my son's leaving. I don't know if he's saved. I don't even really know how that process even happens. And thankfully I found out later my mother-in-law had to step in where I'd failed, and that's obviously a blessing for him and for my family, but obviously that made me feel even that much worse. So my wife told me, she said, hey, we're going to go on the Spirit of Norfolk cruise, you need to get a haircut. And I said fine, and that night I went home and I prayed to God. I hadn't really had a sincere prayer to the Lord in a long, long time, and I laid it all out. I said, I'm lost. I have no idea what to do. I certainly feared that I was going to hell. I knew that in my heart. And, I just laid it all out. I just asked God, just tell me what to do. And so I went to a barber, and I'd only ever seen this guy once before in my life. He barely remembered. And we started conversing like we had the first time. And he said some words to me. He said, do you go to church at all? And instantly I knew that the Lord was speaking through this man. And he took a great risk. And I went back and I actually asked him later. I said, do you remember saying that to me? And he got all excited and he said, must have been the Holy Spirit, man. I mean, he was so happy. I mean, he said, I've been praying. He goes, my wife and I have been praying that the Lord would use us. And, now he did. And so he didn't even remember saying it. So people that don't think that God's real, I'm sorry, it's tough. They need to think again and come talk to me. And so the story gets better. I came home to my wife, and I was actually shy and embarrassed. I didn't know what to say to her, and I said, I want to go back to church. And so she said, well, I want to go church shopping, and we kind of, in the morning, a spur of the moment thing. This was one of the churches on the list. So many times we would talk about something and then you'd preach about it the next week. So that's 7 weeks in a row. We had a message from God that we needed to hear to help heal us as a family. And that can't be a coincidence. And of course we've never left. There was no need to shop anywhere else. And so now my life after that aha moment has been unbelievable. I've personally speaking, I've done a complete 180. I cast Satan aside, and I turn towards God. I read as much as I can. I listen to Christian radio, and I'm doing the best that I can. Of course, I fall short, but I'm absolutely a 180 out from what I was before. My marriage is just wonderful, and I couldn't ask for anything more.